Did y'all see that? Please tell me y'all saw that. That kiss, I don't care what you want to say, at the end of the day, that kiss from Levy to Gajeel, you could definitely see that Gajeel got a hard on because he was able to knock out Torafusa. I seriously gotta work on the comedy. So this week's chapter a little bit better than last week's as far as it had a little bit more of a purpose, and ultimately it made Torafusa at the very least seem a little bit more credible than last week's just buffoonery of where he just got, you know, his ass kicked and they were just messing around. With this week's chapter, he kind of showed a little bit, yo, I'm Tartarus, this is my specialty, at the end of the day I look like a giant fucking fish, so let me show you why I look like a giant fucking fish, and I'm gonna make this giant fucking pool of black water. And at the end of the day, when he used Heaven and Earth Darkness, you know, the black poison water, it made sense because he's a big ass fish and it actually gave him some stamina, gave him some abilities. But at the end of the day, when Gajeel was just like, all I need is a little bit of air to knock him out, I was like, come on, Torafusa, this is your fucking turf right here. You should be able, regardless of what Gajeel can do, you should be able to knock him the fuck out. But at the very least, I like in this chapter that he was going in, he had, you know, Natsu couldn't do shit, he couldn't do his flames, Lucy was there, couldn't do shit, even though I want to see Lucy do more shit. At the end of the day, I thought Lucy had one of the best moments in this arc thus far. Ultimately, it looked at least that Torafusa was doing some damage and he was doing some things that I was a lot more happier this week that it actually made a little bit of sense. Tempesta, I don't know what the fuck, he just like vanished after the black water came out. Like, wouldn't he be a little bit fucked as well? So I don't know what happened with Tempesta, but at the very least Torafusa was going in. And amongst all the ass kicking, we got to see a little bit of Iron Dragon Sword, Gajeel looking beast, and this was mainly a combat chapter and a desperate attempt to survive regarding the air and stuff like that. So not all that much really happened, but at the same time, it was enough to push. And one of the things I like about Fairy Tail is that unlike all the other manga, every now and then it does push pairing, even if it has to do things of this nature. And I don't care what anyone says, this was totally taking a page right out of No Game No Life with the whole thing of using the oxygen. So while in No Game No Life it was kind of creepy and I didn't like it per se, this one it makes a little bit more sense where they had to lock lips to give the air. You know, Levy gave him the air so that he can survive and take out Torafusa or whatever. No Game No Life, I was just like, kind of fucking creepy, bro, but in here it works, and at the end of the day, well, it is what it is, you know, Hero taking inspiration from a couple different places. And maybe it's just me, but also when Gajeel knocked him out and said, hands off, it just kind of reminded me of Vegeta from Battle of Gods, hands off my Bulma! And ultimately, this was an okay chapter, fine chapter. I felt it did a little bit as far as making Torafusa look a little bit more credible. It was interesting to see them struggle a little bit, Gajeel having to go beast mode at the end, and Levy x Gajeel being pushed further. It was like, I noticed in this arc, while we having, you know, combat and stuff, we are getting a couple of different pairings being pushed. First, you got Groovia, Grey X Juvia. We had a lot of that. And then now we have this. I just really hope that it carries over because I don't like when they bring stuff up and it's like, oh, okay, you know, I like you, you like me. And then we don't ever discuss it any further after, like, this arc. Like, I'm still waiting to see what Naruto has to say about Hinata saying that she loved him. Like, what the fuck? That hand is big and strong, but I digress. So pretty simple chapter this week. I'm gonna give this one 6.5 out of 10. It was fine. I like that we had, again, the pairings being pushed, even though it was one of those technicalities while they had to lock lips. It was really just to pass on oxygen on some No Game No Life shit, but at the very least, it was interesting to see. And ultimately, it was nice to give some of the lower characters, low-tier characters like Levy, an opportunity to do something to help. I feel like this is honestly, even with some of the blunders, some of the slow chapters, some of the comedic chapters, ultimately, this is indeed looking to be the best arc. I mean, when it's giving opportunities for Levy to be useful to help out Gajeel so they can take out Torafusa, you know, shit is good. And I mean, at the end of the day, this did make Torafusa look a little bit more credible, so there's that as well. I'm just curious to see if he got knocked the fuck out by that elbow. But let me know what you guys think. Any No Game No Life fans that read this, do you think that it was very similar to what happened in No Game No Life with the oxygen situation? Except, again, I'd much rather see Gajeel x... Fuck it, we won't get into that. And ultimately, what did you think of the chapter? I felt very simple, pretty enjoyable, nothing too fancy, nothing too schmancy, but I'm looking forward to seeing some more of the things that's going on in Tartarus outside of this fight, because this fight is just But that's all I have for this review. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed, if you could do so as well, that'd be awesome. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.